Your word is everything, right? So when I got divorced, by the way, I was married 10 years and I got left with a note. So thanks for enlightening me, changing my life. It's time to move on. So I came home, everything was taken out of my house. So imagine that was pretty traumatizing at the time, especially since I thought he worshiped the ground I walked on. So it was a big ego shot. And I threw myself into this landmark because a lot of people are like, oh, should I go to a therapist? Should I go to a psychologist? And I always tell people when they say get an opinion, I always say get 5, right? Because you're the boss, you decide. So you get an opinion, you're like, nope, I don't agree with it. You get another opinion, you go, nope, I don't agree with it. You need to be the boss. You can't just like every commercial ask your doctor if it's right for you and you go to the doctor and they go, it's right. How the hell do you know what's right for me? Right? You got to know what's right for you. You got to know you and know what's right for you. I don't want to ask anyone what's right for me because they don't know me. So how are you going to know what's right for me? So I dumped myself into this program. I don't know what I'm doing. And I got my whole life out of it. It was amazing, amazing program to the point where I said, I'm going to give up my life and teach this around the world. So they transform 150 people in a room in 3 days. I didn't talk to my mom for 16 years. I ran away when I was 15. And I made up with my mom at a Landmark Forum. If you told me I was gonna make up with my mother at the Landmark Forum, I wouldn't have gone because I had no interest in talking to my mother. I would say, what was that, 2008? 2 years later, she died on my birthday. And it was the most beautiful thing. I see people's faces and they go, oh, I'm so sorry, and it sounds terrible, and it was beautiful because I feel like she gave me life and I gave her peace. And I'm so grateful for the Landmark Forum because I was able to own my own power. I was able to make up with her, let her know, which is a huge thing I'm always gonna work with you guys, is owning your own power, how to speak from power. And a lot of people don't speak up because they feel like they're rude. So then they don't know how to voice themselves and then they end up being rude because they burst out. So I made up with my mother and I left her with choice. I said, listen, if you want to get along, I would love to get along, right? You always want to come from a space of love, and I own my power and I leave her with choice. So I said, I would love to talk. I would love to have a relationship if you don't scream and yell. But if you're going to scream and yell, I can't do it because it upsets me too much. And she started going off and she says, I can't paint rainbows in the sky. And she screams, and she chose to not talk to me. So that was her choice. And I said, whenever you're, as she's screaming, I said, whenever you're ready to talk, I'm here, call me. I'm always here. I love you, goodbye. And then when she died, I had no guilt because I left her with choice. I didn't be like, I'm never talking to you again. I can't take it. Da, da, da. I wasn't the one that walked out the door. I left her to choose based on my parameters, my choices. This is what I'm willing to do. So I'll often give you phrases that are really great to use of like, by when can I have that by? Or this is what I'm willing to do. Or these are my parameters and this is what I can handle, right? Because I gotta honor me first. If I can't honor me, I'm not gonna honor anyone else around me. So me first. So then I went on to, let's see, she died. I got out of the Landmark Forum. I was gonna lead the Landmark all over the world. And then I was getting this gym back out of my divorce. We used to have 4 gyms. When we got divorced, he got them all, and I went into this Landmark thing. I was gonna lead it. Then they were all run into the ground, and I was able to salvage this one. And I really wasn't even gonna take it. That's how much I loved Landmark. I was gonna be like, screw it. The gym was already ruined. It was already in the ground. The lawyer was like, don't take it, it's ruined. The accountant was like, are you crazy? You're under. It was $500,000 in debt. And I was like, I need a job. I need a job. I had no job. And this is what I knew how to do. So I got clear that I could be Landmark Forum leader, gym owner. That's why you guys get called for every little thing. If you come, you don't come. If you say you're coming, we say, hey, you said you were coming, because of integrity, right? So integrity is honoring your word. That's it. It's honoring your word and keeping the empowering context. You're the boss. So if you say, I'm gonna be there, like people say they're showing up, right? And they don't show up, no big deal. I'm the boss of me, you're the boss of you. Wherever you go, there you are, end of story. So when they don't show up, it's a reflection of them. They didn't speak up, they didn't show. All you have to do is call and say, hey, I know I said I was going and I'm not. That's it, you're the boss of you, you own up to it, no big deal. And when you don't, you sell yourself out because it's energy. Everything is energy. Whatever you put out, you gotta clear it in the space. So I let you know that transformation happens in the sharing because nothing exists without language. So there's agreement, like we have a pen and we agree, there's vocabulary, paper, paperclip, and we agree. But if we didn't agree, it would mean nothing. Nothing means anything except the meaning you give it. And then we have Webster's dictionary. We all studied it growing up, and we all agree on these words, right? So now we have this agreement, but it means nothing. And really, words are put us in a box. So there's worlds around words. I do little activities with the staff where I'll say to them, because dealing with you guys, I'll say to them, write 5 things that love means to you. Love, such a universal word that everybody can relate to and understand. Nobody has the same responses. Nobody has anything of the 5 stuff. I'll do a little activity with you like that. But it goes to show you that nobody interprets the same word the same. So you always want to ask people, what do you mean by that? Explain to me how you see that. Let me understand what you're talking about. And you recreate someone, because all anyone wants in this world is to be gotten. That's it. They want to be heard. They want to be gotten. They want to be understood. That's it. So you go like this. Let me guess what you're saying. Is this what you're saying? So, and I recreate you and you go, yeah, it's like a relief. Like I was heard finally, right? Because when people talk, they're just talking at each other, and that's the biggest problem in any relationship. Not guy, girl, any relationship. Girl with mom, girl with daughter. It's communication, and it's bringing your best self, right? I always say you don't have to work on any relationship, because when you bring your best self, that's it. Your best self shows up. Nobody needs to work on a relationship. If you're your best self and you pause, that's why I wrote moments between the notes, create the music. You really take a step back and a breath. You can answer it with thought. Make sure you like this video, and if you really like it, share it with others and comment below, because your comments will generate new content for me to do more videos. So ask great questions and I'll give you great answers. And make sure you subscribe and click the button below, and make sure to click on notifications so you get notified every time I have a new video.